Okay, so it's that time of the year again, and the all-new Apple iPhone is here. The iPhone 12 has arrived, and as orders are continuing to pour in for this new iPhone, I figure I'll go ahead and make a comparison video between the iPhone 11 and this iPhone 12, and we are starting right now. Now, let's go ahead and start off with my personal opinion on whether the average consumer should pick up either the iPhone 12 or the iPhone 11. And again, the average consumer should be hearing this. So normally, not even considering the many variables around this, I would just go ahead and say, pick up the iPhone 11 and just call that a day, because that's going to be a phone that offers you way more value. However, the truth here is that it depends. It truly depends. And here's how it depends. Now, oh, by the way, please do me a huge favor and hit both the like and the subscribe button there if you haven't done so already. It's a tremendous help to the channel here, and I truly appreciate your support there. But anyways, what I'm saying is that it truly depends because people are different, right? And that's why you have to ask so many questions. Things like, what are you really after? Is this your first iPhone? What is your budget? Are you going more for value? Because if you are, there are definitely a ton more iPhone options that you can pick up instead of the iPhone 12. So there's so many questions to ask before just jumping on the computer and ordering the phone if you are just an average user. Now, what I have here, for example, is the iPhone 11 from last year. I got this for my wife last year. And if we are talking practical usage, meaning, actual real-time user experience of this phone, that user experience is definitely going to be the same between both of these phones. And there is pretty much no need for the average person who owns this phone already, who owns an iPhone 11, to upgrade to an iPhone 12. Now, let's talk price, for example. The iPhone 11 will run you about $599. So let's just call it $600 versus the iPhone 12, $799 or $800. And depending on the carrier that you are with, could go up to $830. And those prices right there might just stop some people on their tracks, and they might just go, hey, why pay so much when I could just pay $600 and get this iPhone 11? And they would be right? But someone might also say, hey, listen, the Apple event made this big deal about the 5G feature, right? So it was 5G this, 5G that, 5G,
or 5G
went over there, 5G this. But isn't that important? Well, that actually is a good question, and they'd be right, because 5G is going to be important in the future. In fact, you may have noticed that many phone carriers are always chasing after that 5G coverage, with many of them claiming that it's already in your area and all that good stuff. But the reality is that it's actually a little bit more complicated than they may lead you to believe. Meaning, 5G is just not essential to have on your phone today, right? Because 5G coverage is actually not throughout the land. It's just not that essential just yet. And your phone is just not going to stop working today or next year because you don't have 5G. And with all of that being said, there are clearly some slight improvements on the iPhone 12 beyond just that design that we see already. And there are a few that are definitely worth noting, with a very big one being the fact that it has that all-new A14 Bionic chip, which is faster than the already super fast A13 Bionic chip found on the iPhone 11. Now, I don't think I'd be wrong to say that I'm confident that as an average consumer, there's really no task that you want to do on your iPhone 11 with that A13 Bionic chip that you would wish you were doing on the iPhone 12 with the A14 Bionic chip. Now, if you have something like that you actually need that A14 chip to handle, then maybe you just not an average consumer, right? But anyways, the iPhone 12 also has that ceramic shield covering the screen, and that screen is now an OLED display. Again, this is another place where not many average consumers are wishing they had an OLED display, because the LCD display on their iPhone 11 is just driving them nuts. That just doesn't happen. Regular people are just fine with the LCD display. Going back to some more improvements on the iPhone 11 is the fact that it's a little bit more water resistant, I believe at up to 6 meter versus this one at 2 meter, I believe. The battery on this one is still kind of on par with the iPhone 12, except the iPhone 12 has a slight edge, it lasts a little bit longer. And of course, now with the design, besides the sharp edges that you see there, it doesn't look much different with that same notch at the top of the phone. So going from an iPhone 11 to an iPhone 12 based off of design only should not really be your main argument, right? Unless, of course, you really just want to buy the phone. Because this is, after all, still a redesign of the iPhone, at least since the last redesign they had, which happened on the iPhone 10. Bottom line is this: the iPhone 11 is a fantastic phone. If you have this phone, there's really no need for you to upgrade. If you have it, just keep it. No need for you to go to the iPhone 12. However, if you are coming from an Android phone, or if you currently have an older Apple iPhone, the iPhone 12 is actually a good pickup if you absolutely want to be with the most recent iPhone, and also if you want to prep yourself for the future by going with that 5G capability. Otherwise, I would actually suggest for some people to just upgrade to an iPhone 11, actually, not even a 12, because it will offer a ton more value. But that's just my personal take, and I truly hope this was informative and that it helps your purchasing decision. Please don't forget, of course, to like, comment. I'm definitely going to catch you in the comment section, and I'm also going to catch you in the next video. And up until then, stay safe out there.